there's so much stuff that's coming in between that and when She-Hulk arrives, which I'm still not 100% sure when it's supposed to be. Like in one instance, I thought it was supposed to be like earlier this year, like not maybe the next one, but the next show. But I think it's like Miss Marvel is the next show or something like that, or no, this one comes out in June or something. I like the time setup throws me off. So I in my mind, I'm just like, okay, well, we got Thor: Love and Thunder that's coming up right next. It's like,
let's cross that bridge. Miss Marvel, no, Miss Marvel is
the
quite
next
close.
one.
It's mid-June.
Right. So that's like my point. I'm like, we're at She-Hulk. I'm like, yo, we still got like 2 more before I can get there. So
getting excited might be premature, you think?
Exactly. But I mean, it looks like it's gonna be all right. It looks like it's gonna be funny. It looks like it'll have its same wittiness. I'm hoping. It looks like it's gonna be a little self-aware, which is always gonna be a plus. And
You know, definitely,
I appreciate it.
Definitely self-aware and just changing gears again, genre-wise, having just come off horror,
right,
psychological stuff in Moon Knight,
right,
coming off, you know, Miss Marvel being the John Hughes teenage thing, probably like a little bit like Spider-Man. Now we're going into Ally McBeal, 30-something.
That was great. Ally McBeal, that is a great comparison. A great comparison.
Well, it's what they used when they pitched it, and you see it, the clip, and it's all over it. There's definitely going to be a scene in there when She-Hulk is going to get a phone call from her mother saying, why aren't you settling down with a man and giving me grandchildren? And, you know, she's going to turn to the camera and say, my biological clock is ticking every day. I wonder if being green's going to change anything. Like, you know, I mean, it's just that Sex in the City,
right. Yep.
You know, all that kind of thing, which is not my thing, but I totally get it. As, you know, trying to vary it up a bit. You know, we don't want everything to be this. We don't want everything to be that. It's a big universe, that MCU. So, yeah, I didn't get super pumped, but I still appreciate what they're trying to do.
Right.
Trying to keep it different. Someone pointed out that she's sex charged, and I don't think there's a female MCU hero who's all horny and ready to go like she is.
Right. I mean, no.
I don't even.
The only other one that would have been kind of in that realm would have been like, oh my goodness, she's played by June Jupiter in Emma Frost would have been the only one, and that's an X-Men reference. So, and she was played in the X-Men First Class initially, but that's the only other one that I think usually is thought of, and maybe to some extent Scarlet Witch, but we already know.
But there's not too many. There's actually not even. I mean, you can look at Star-Lord, you can look at Iron Man as, you know, being promiscuous, but none of them are actually, you know, full on. Let's do this. They're driven by lust or whatever. So again, and what's that to say is that, okay, it's a different character. It's a different dynamic. So, and it's all just part of her being an everyday type of person.
She's an everyday 90s woman, 2000s woman, 2010s, 2020s woman.
Jessica Jones had a libido and a half.
That's true.
She was keen.
But we didn't get her under the MCU.
No, we didn't. So,
but you're right. She was one that did have.
She was keen to go.
A few, but
but it's so as far as the MCU is concerned, other than genre, it seemed we've seen bits of what's his name, Tim Roth in there as the Abomination.
Yeah.
So I know Thunderbolt Ross is not around, but you're just being a law firm and looking at the legalities of superheroes. You're kind of heading into that kind of. I don't know. I was thinking about a little bit the Civil War. What are the legalities? What are the the real life, you know, comings and goings of having superheroes from a legal standpoint? You know, was it the Sokovia Accord or whatever they had?
Right.
And it's going to bring in all kinds of interesting things. You know, Matt Murdock might be in there. We might open up. And I think, you know, it's the kind of thing I expect maybe to see Madam Hydra, who I think will probably take over from Thunderbolt Ross.
Kind of,
I think she's.
Continue. I'm sorry.
Yeah, that's what I was going to say.
Yeah, like because I know while they're not going to be able to actually, you know what? Let me not say that. They're going to replace William Hurt. All right, let's. This is what the whole multiverse thing is going to end up doing, collapsing it and having a rearrangement. It's just going to be something that they didn't intend to do it in this way, but you deal with what you got to deal with. But I think you're also right in the sense of like it creates what are more ramifications. And I think outside of the Sokovia Accords, I think we saw little tidbits of it from Spider-Man Homecoming. Remember with the Vulture, the guys who come and do the cleanup on superhero stuff that were initially run by Tony Stark by Stark Industries. So
there were ramifications
and so I think this adds that element in of what are the legalities of being a hero, because now it's no longer a few big heroes that are doing stuff. Now you're starting to see incrementally small heroes. So which means we're getting more of that, which we've been seeing, but more of that true comic book world of multiple heroes of varying levels and varying power differentials, now having to deal with different outcomes that go with it.
I think it'll put more flesh on the bones as far as real world ramifications.
This is the ground level. How we're talking about what are the different levels we get from the ethereal down to the right on the ground levels level. This is, I think, where She-Hulk resides. At that ground level where the Daredevils, Punishers, Luke Cages kind of would reside in.
So, bring it on, I guess, when the time comes. Miss Marvel comes, as you said before it. And again, Miss Marvel, to me, Miss Marvel and She-Hulk feel very similar to me. It's not my thing, but I appreciate it. It's fine. Not everything has to be my thing. I'm a Moon Knight, Loki.
But you know what?
Doctor Strange
what the thing
too.
Is? You never know. That's the fun part. Because look, in its aspects, like think about it. In its initial aspects, if you took WandaVision as that, would that have initially been your thing? Outside of,
I don't know. That was always fascinating right from the start. Time they started advertising it, I remember those. And I thought, what is going on with this?
True.
Let's remind our friends to please click on the subscribe button and hit that notification bell so you know when we have new videos out.
Subscribe.
Die. Oh, die.